Hello everyone, welcome to this channel. My name is Kate and it is a pleasure to have you here. So today we're going to talk once again about my beloved Finland. If you don't like Finland or not a big fan of anything related to Finland, you might want to watch something else. Well, just kidding. I mean, feel free to stay. Today we'll talk about Finland in general. I'm going to tell you 10 of the most fascinating facts about Finland. I'm going to tell you general information about Finland and we'll try to explain the interesting, intricate ideas about it. To the short facts about it. Total population of Finland is 5.4 million. The happiest human beings on earth. What do I mean by that? Well, Finland is the happiest country in the world, as was determined by UN, United Nations, that is. Capital of Finland is Helsinki, a fascinating city, one of my favorites. Life expectancy for men and for women close to 80 years old. To be specific, men 78, women 83. Well, with this kind of beautiful landscape, why wouldn't you, right? Live to your 80s. National Day 6th of December, that's the Independence Day. Government, the best part is parliamentary democracy, my favorite type. Official language is Finnish, spoken by 89% of the population roughly. Swedish 5.3, and Sami language is recognized as the regional language. Finland is obviously a member of EU. It's a truly egalitarian society. That's another my favorite aspect about Finland. There is a place for everyone, be you gay, bi, undetermined, invalid, or vegan. Vegan, that is myself. I certainly felt ease in the country because it was always very easy to find the options. So let's talk a little bit about Finnish flag. So Finnish flag is blue and white. Again, I think it's super cool. Blue is a symbol for all lakes, and white color is the symbol for snow and winter in general. Both are gorgeous in Finland. Unsurprisingly, perhaps moving from that fact to the fact that it is one of the most gender equal countries in the world, and Finland was the first country in Europe to give all women the right to vote. Once again, go Finland. And more great facts for feminists. Finland installed the first female prime minister in April of 2003, making it the only country in Europe with both female president and prime minister. Go Finland. Fact number 1, Finland is the happiest country in the world. Well, you might ask, who said that? Some sort of university in Papua New Guinea? No, it was UN, United Nations, that does this kind of ranking once a year. The ranking based on a whole bunch of different criteria, including perceived corruption, life expectancy, healthcare, etc., etc. So on all of this very, very complex index system, Finland ranked number 1 for 4 years in a row. 1, 2, 3, 4. 4 years in a row, surpassing many of the other Scandinavian countries. So go Finland. So what the reason behind it? That's an interesting aspect to ask ourselves. So aside from gorgeous nature that we can see right now, there's a whole bunch of things that Finnish do well. First of all, Finland has some of the best schools in the world. Schooling system that Finland has is a leading example for many of the other countries that come to Finland specifically to learn. So they're unique, and children don't go to school until they're 7 years old. It's rather playful. It doesn't have quite as much pressure in many other schools, and most important, it is of high quality throughout the country. It doesn't matter if you're going to a school in the downtown of Helsinki or in the suburbs of, I don't know, Lapland somewhere. It doesn't matter where you are, you're gonna have a top-notch education, which is not the case for majority of the countries. So the idea of equal opportunity and equal start to life is not just a lip service in Finland, it's a reality. I personally am a strong believer in the value of education, so I do believe that in Finland a lot of great things that happen to it is actually due to highly educated population. From highly educated population, there you have a more stable society, I know, better families, better parents, entrepreneurs, people with high-paying jobs that pay good taxes to the government, whatnot, and generally people who are not easily manipulated, who make proper decisions where it comes to voting. I think a lot of the happiness and a lot of the stability of the Finland actually comes from highly educated population. Finland also ranked among the highest in terms of its democracy. There's also an index on democratic level, like how democratic the country truly is, and Finland ranked among the very, very top. That's another aspect I think that really leads to the higher level of happiness in the country. By definition, if you have a higher quality of life, you'll be happier. How do you get a higher quality of life? Well, you influence the decisions of the government. If you're in the power to influence the government, well, government will be very, very interested in making you happy. If you have no power for influencing the government, then government will not, care that much about you. And finally, Finland is one of the freest countries in the world as far as press is concerned. So therefore, there's freedom of speech, freedom of expression, and that's really what helps you to, check what government is doing after all and be able to be exposed to all of the facts that are necessary for your decision making. Personally believe that those are great contributors to the Finnish happiness. Great education, freedom of speech, well-developed democracy. And when you combine all that with the lovely characteristics of Finnish national character, that being modesty, hard work, and minding their own business, there you have the happiest country in the world. Fact number 2, Finns are the world's greatest coffee drinkers. When you ask yourself a question, what's the capital of the world as far as the coffee is concerned, probably the most common answers would be Italy or France, but you would be terribly wrong because Finns are the ones who consumes more coffee per capita than any other country in the world. So roughly it actually accounts to 10 kilograms of consumption per person per year of coffee. Coffee drinking is deeply rooted. It's a part of the culture. Finnish drink 3 to 5 cups of light roasted filter coffee. So generally Finns don't drink espresso, cappuccino. And of course you can find it and it's really good, as most things in Finland, being brutally honest here. They generally drink light roasted filter coffee, and that goes with everything, be it on the hike, be it on the barbecue, be it on a celebration of any sort. Breakfast comes with coffee, lunch comes with coffee, afternoon comes with coffee as well, so no wonder they drink so much. A fun fact about coffee, by the way, I personally am a coffee drinker. I love coffee, no day without a coffee. Fun fact about coffee, when coffee was introduced in Europe, that actually roughly corresponded with the era of the Enlightenment. So believe it or not, there's something magical about that coffee. You might not think of Finland as a country of gourmets, but I actually personally believe that Finland has a greatest amount of amazing food, be it in restaurants and coffee shops at home. Finnish cook really well, they know good food, they know where to get it, they know how to cook it, and I would highly recommend trying a lot of restaurants when you come to Finland. And fact number 3, Finland is known as the land of 1,000 lakes. No wonder, because Finland has roughly 200,000 lakes. Yep, that many. The largest lake is Saimaa. Saimaa is a lake in southeastern Finland. Its area is 1,147 square meters. If you need it for exam, there you go. And one of the most beautiful and largest system of lakes in Finland. Lakes are stunning, great, many number of hikes around many of the lakes. Very good for recreational activities. Finnish actually very, very active. There are lots of hiking, lots of spending time by the lakes. Many Finns have actually small cottages around the lakes and spend a lot of the summer days there. Yet another reason why the country is so happy. And most exciting fact number 4, Moomins are actually Finnish. So fun fact about Finland is the fact that those wonderful, wonderful creatures, hippo-like creatures, are actually from Finland. Swedish-speaking illustrator Tovi Jansson created this wonderful hippo-like creatures known as Moomins. Moomins are, national animals, if you may say so. Finnish love their Moomins. I mean, they're everywhere. They're on towels, on cups. If you can think of a household item, you bet you could find an item with a Moomin on it. And I'm personally a proud owner of a small collection of Moomin cups. Yes, there is such a thing. Those cups are actually collectible items. And if you have super, super old original Moomin cup, you can sell it for hundreds and hundreds of euros. I think the most expensive one goes into thousands. Fact number 5. Finland is sauna mad. From now on, I'm going to pronounce it as sauna, which is Finnish pronunciation. So, estimated number of saunas in Finland is over 3 million. For a population of roughly over 5 million, we could estimate it as a 1 sauna per person. So, they can be found in most intriguing places: city apartments, forest cabins, boats, even in some big companies, state institutions, including Finnish parliament. I kid you not. It has its own sauna where officials can debate, presumably efficiently. And Finns abroad also have saunas inside of the diplomatic buildings. Even Burger King, haven't tried but heard that Burger King has its own sauna in Helsinki. The word sauna itself has Finnish origin. So the whole idea of sauna is actually a fairly old phenomenon. The roots are difficult to trace, but if you believe the historians, the earliest versions are believed to be from 7000 BC. So that's roughly 9,000 years ago. So the first written mention about sauna's customs of the forefathers of Finns was written by Nestor the Chronicler in 1112. He told of hot wooden saunas in which naked bathers beat themselves with branches and finally pour cold water over themselves. Fact number 6. Angry birds are actually Finnish. So this one is not going to be so much about Angry Birds, sorry to the fans. This is going to be mostly about how awesome Finnish are in design in general and creativity. So when it comes to Finland, Finland is not all about gorgeous forests, being able to pick wild berries right from the forest or whatnot. There's so much more to it. In particular, its creativity. Finland is famous for its awesome interior and exterior design. It has amazing brands, including... I'm not sponsored by anyone. I mean, who would sponsor me? I'm too small. But if anyone wants to sponsor, please let me know. I'm dying to be sponsored. But anyway, so some of the greatest brands that I personally love: Pentic, Itala. Pentic is furniture and a whole bunch of household items. Marimekko is probably one of the most famous internationally. It's gorgeous, unquestionably. The stuff that is designed and made in Finland or by Finnish brands are always of really high quality, very well designed, truly pretty. A great idea to bring back home. What to bring back home from Finland would be either Moomin cup, that's Arabia, or some sort of a glassware from Itala, or something pretty from Pentic. Marimekko, if you're into, there's a lot of clothes and bags and whatnot. Some of the other very famous things that happen in Finland would be Nokia, obviously, should come to mind, and Clash of Clans, if you're a fan of games. That's a very famous game that also came from Finland. So Finland is awesome. Fact number 7. Finland is mostly forest, actually. Around 75% of Finland's total area is covered by gorgeous forest. So pine, birch trees are significant features of the Finnish forest. Forests are like water in Finland in a way. They're always present, they're everywhere, including in major cities. Even in the capital city of Helsinki, there's a sizable forest area where you could go for, I don't know, hiking in summer and cross-country skiing in winter. In many ways, forest and Finland are intertwined. Today Finland is heavily dependent, not heavily, but fairly dependent on the commercially grown forest. So Finland still is a fairly large exporter of wood. In forest, the best thing is mushrooms and wild berries. Even though most of the forest area actually belongs to someone, you can easily collect berries and mushrooms from the forest. Another great thing, if you go for hiking, usually there are many small huts that are publicly available and you can do your barbecue or simply just rest there. And fact number 8 certainly deserves our attention: the absolutely stunning and unparalleled Finnish sky. So in Finland, it gets very dark very quickly in the winter, but the sun doesn't set in the summer. In particular, I think it's in July when the sun doesn't set at all. So that's the white nights, right, as we call them. At least in Russia, they're called white nights. When the sun stays up for 2 consecutive months, roughly, northernmost parts of country is very, very festive. Perhaps the most famous summer festival is the Midnight Sun Film Festival. That's in Lapland. And during that time period, basically, there are thousands of people watching international movies with the never setting sun. And finally, and probably most importantly, the Finnish Northern Lights. So nature's most spectacular light show, Aurora Borealis, can be viewed from the range of different purpose-built spaces, from glass igloos to whatever luxury suites, depending on your budget. Northern Lights are visible for roughly 200 nights a year. That's basically every other clear night in Finnish Lapland, so not to be missed. Fact number 9. Finland has awesome cities. 3 of my favorites would be Helsinki, Tampere, and Oulu. Helsinki is beautiful just in every single respect. I think architecture is gorgeous, definitely worth a visit. Here you mostly see the scenes from Tampere and Oulu. So Tampere is a city that is between the 2 enormous beautiful lakes. It's a city with rich art and cultural scene to it. Very picturesque place, lots of parks, beautiful industrial area, surprisingly enough. Yeah, sounds shocking, I know, but it is gorgeous. It's sort of in this very, very nice red brick buildings. It used to be a massive factory, Finlayson, the name of it, and today it was turned into playground for the city. There are museums, galleries, cinemas, restaurants, coffee shops, what have you. Certainly worth attention. There are 2 beautiful palaces in the city, so if you're interested in Tampere, check out my Tampere video. I'll put the link in the description below. Oulu is the largest city in the northern part of Finland. So Oulu is also located on several small islands, which are connected by the small bridges, making it very picturesque. There's a lovely waterfront square full of shops, restaurants, and small food stands. A really lovely place to visit. And those red wooden buildings, truly perspective, were absolutely lovely. That was my favorite spot in the city. There are actually a lot of really good coffee shops, so definitely check it out. And fact number 10, Finnish are crazy modest. Who would be most surprised that Finland is the happiest place on earth? Would be Finnish themselves, most likely. So the Finnish character would include modesty, courtesy, and value of speaking plainly and openly. Verbal commitments are taken very seriously if you promise something or consider doing something together and you have agreed on it, so be damn sure that you do it, because Finnish take verbal agreements seriously themselves and they expect similar things from others. As I have probably pointed out already in previous videos, speaking to Finnish people is a very, very refreshing experience because they're not show-off type of people, and I love it about Finnish. Even though the country is actually very, very wealthy, you will hardly find any brand stores in Helsinki. And by brands here, I mean the flashy brands, like no disrespect to great brands, but I mean those super expensive brands, Chanel, Louis Vuitton, Gucci. You might find a store that will combine a few, but you're not gonna find a separate Chanel, Gucci, and Louis Vuitton stores because there's just no demand for them. And that's an interesting evidence to the modesty of Finnish people. They're not showing off. Like, if they're wealthy, they're just wealthy to themselves. They go for quality, not for the brand names. And to wrap up this video, just a couple of more things that I wanted to share. Finland takes Albert Einstein's wise words seriously. A person who never made a mistake never tried anything new. So fascinatingly enough, the country has declared October 13th the National Day of Failure, that is celebrated for any life setbacks that you've had. Those will be celebrated rather than cried over. So unquestionably Finland, worth your attention, worth a visit. Please do check it out. Let me know how you liked it. If you enjoyed this video, please put the thumbs up. Don't forget to subscribe. Check out my Tampere video and other videos about Finland. Thank you for joining and see you soon.